Welcome to the One Mindful Minute, your very oasis of daily well being in the busy world. You may already know you have the power to transform your world, but have you fully tapped into it? In this podcast, I'll share how to unlock the power to enhance your life through the art of living well. With insightful interviews and guided practices, we'll uncover the secrets to inner calm and wellness. It is time to tune in and transform. Welcome back to this episode. It is brought to you by Head to Heart Wellness, your ultimate partner for employees' wellness and your organization's wellness. This episode, I will be emphasizing on our mental health because this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I feel like we should have mental health awareness every single month, not just the 1 month of May. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, there's some other aspect of life that we need to bring awareness to. And mental health is one of them. It is have been a little bit of a challenging or on the rise in the recent years. So you probably heard about this on some reports or research or studies somewhere. And I want to invite you to just take a moment for yourself every day to check in with yourself to see how you're feeling and to check in with yourself and give yourself a scale to measure your stress level, your anxiety level. Say on 1 to 10, if 1 is being very normal stress, that the amount of stress that is appropriate for operating through your day-to-day task and, like getting caught in traffic, stuff like that it can be a little bit of stress, and that's like level 1. And 10 is being literally like you having a panic attack or anxiety attack. So I would like to invite you to just take a moment when you are going through your day, or maybe set a timer for yourself every hour to see, where am I at? What number am I at in this hour? You might think, okay, every hour is a little bit too much for me. That's time consuming. So if you compare this time, and you think this is time consuming versus you having to deal with the treatment of mental health later on, I promise you that the time that you would take out, maybe a minute or two within the hour, will actually worth more than the time that you will have to put in for the treatment later on. So it's good to think about the prevention here because we're bringing the awareness to the mental health. So check in with yourself each hour. Maybe you can set this as a challenge that you could do as a part of your self-care. Or maybe you gather someone in your circle, maybe one more person, your buddy, to do it together. And maybe you can send each other a reminder text of like, hey, did you do your 1 minute check-in? Or you can do it by yourself. But it's really nice to have someone to do this with you. So you kind of give each other little love and support along the way. And I know today is May 10th already. So it's still not too late to do this challenge. Start the challenge today and then continue it for the next 30 days, perhaps. And if you're anything like me, if something doesn't make it onto my calendar, it most likely not going to get done beside eating. So if you would like
to add that on your calendar and set a timer for each hour to just take 1 minute break, just so you can check in with yourself. Where is my stress level? And once you find out where's your stress level or where your anxiety level is at, then you can really take the time to just breathe, maybe just deep breathing, a few breaths perhaps, or close your eyes or go find a quiet place to just be with yourself and not try to engage so many activities, so many people into your life. I know that's going to feel weird. And the only time most people would have by themselves is in the bathroom. And sometimes, for men, when you go to the bathroom, you probably just go to the stall and then like the urinal stall to be exact. And you probably not even gonna have the time by yourself. So maybe you starting to use a different facility in the bathroom if you would to have that time by yourself. Just an idea. Or if you have any other idea, I would love to hear your feedback, especially if you have tips and a little ritual that you do to support your mental health on a regular basis. Please share it in the comment if you are watching this on YouTube, or you can reach out to me on Instagram or LinkedIn, quite active on those platforms. And I would love to hear if you, especially for men, I don't go to men's bathroom, but I'm just assuming this is, most men would do. So if you have something else that you can share with me so I can cover both for men and women, that'd be really, really great. So be sure to share that. And beside taking the time to check in with yourself and see where your stress level or your anxiety level are at, you will take the time to just be still and maybe step out into nature, or maybe just stepping outside of the building. If you work inside the building, most people do work inside the building or inside the house. If you work from home, take a moment to step outside. If you notice that your stress level is high, anything higher than 5, 4, 5, I like you to take a moment for yourself and just step outside, get some sunlight, and maybe walk to the tree nearby and take a few deep breaths, stretching out your arms, maybe lift your arms over your head, do a little bit of side bends or stretching out your quads, or just take a walk. Or maybe if you can take your call while you're walking, then you can be productive while you are taking your mental break as well. So this can be done. I heard a lot of companies are actually taking their meeting outside. So they start walking together as a group while they are conducting business. Isn't that productive and creative? I love that idea. When I heard that, and I make a mental note that I really have to share this with all my listeners, my audience here. So hopefully this has been somewhat helpful to boost your awareness for mental health. And again, not just this month of May, but it's a good start. If you haven't already done that, I invite you to take the challenge and do this for the next 30 days. I know this will probably get posted in the next few days. So I'm saying May 10 today is the day that I'm recording it, but it will get published a little bit after. So you can get started anytime really. And if setting the timer every hour is too much, again, modify as needed. You can set your timer to just close your eyes, even if you don't want to check where your level of stress or anxiety are at. You can just take the time to just actually do your self-care, do your ritual, step outside, or have a glass of water, or maybe close your eyes and If you use earplugs or headset of some sort, maybe you can put some music on if you're at work, at the office or home office, doesn't really matter. You can actually put your earbuds on and just turn on some calming music or your favorite music that you always use as your go-to to shifting some energy and to help shifting the moods and the state of mind that where you're at. If it's not pleasant and you know when you listen to this song or this music, maybe classical music, because classical music is actually resonate with certain chakras, believe it or not. So my recommendation is definitely classical music. If you haven't already, give it a try. And some study have also shown that classical music, if it's play or some of the song in certain tone, certain notes, if it's play as a background while you study, it's those sounds actually help enhance your memory and it helps you remember the information you are studying so much better than you just try to push through under pressure and under stress. So music. And another thing that you could probably do as a part of your mood shifting and switching up the energy is probably scent. If you are in the setting where you can probably burn lavender candle or have fresh flowers, that's also really, really good for your mental health as well. So, and also good for your feng shui if you have something that smells good, like flowers and look pretty, like flower in your perimeter. And when you've been looking at the screen for quite some times, it's good to look at something else that's green or something else that's, pink or orange, whatever the color of the flowers or the plants that you have in the area. It's really, really, really good for not just the feng shui and, feng shui is just good for energy too, right? Not just good for feng shui, it's good for mental health support as well. So whatever your jams is, I love to have fresh flowers in my house because one, it's a sign of the abundance that universe has all over. Like if you don't step outside, you're not going to see the flowers. So might as well bring the flowers into the house if you can. That's one of the things that I love to do as a part of my mental health and also my self-care to have fresh cut flowers. I know some people can see it as a luxury, but you only live once. So, and if you don't have allergies, flowers can be really, really nice in home. So give it some thoughts. And if you enjoy this episode, please be sure to like this episode and share with people whom you think that can benefit from the talk that you hear today. And if you are listening on other platform, you can still reach out and let me know what you think of this episode today. And again, if you haven't already subscribed on YouTube or other platform like Apple and Spotify, please be sure to do so. It would help boost the algorithm and also help us produce more juicy and valuable contents and information to share with you. Because if we know there are people who are interested in this information, and it will encourage all of us here, myself and our team, to actually produce more for you. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll see you again in the next episode. Namaste.
Hope you've enjoyed this episode and inspired to take the next step in your wellness journey to building more resilient and effective days at home and at work. I want to invite you to get in touch with me to learn more about the customized wellness programs that could benefit your team
your organization, whether it be retreats, workshops, 21-day meditation challenge, you name it. Let us collaborate to supercharge your well-being today.